This video is going to walk you through the creation for CAD Object 1. So I'm going to click New, Browse Templates. I'm going to go to my U drive, DDE, AutoCAD. I'm going to grab my template. Remember, just because we opened a template, it's pulling that information so that way we didn't have to fill out our title, create that title block every time. So what we are drawing is this object right here. So I'm going to move to my model space, and I'm going to start with a line. So I'm going to make sure I'm in my object layer, and I'm just going to come straight up. So if you look, it doesn't really look like my snaps are on. So I'm going to check my O snaps. Those all look okay. I'm just going to check down here. Let's check polar tracking, see if that shows me. So now, see how it kind of tracks, and I can go make sure I'm going straight up. It's going to kind of lock me in that. I like polar tracking. You can also use, for this one, ortho mode, which is going to restrict you to either only horizontal or only vertical lines. But I'm going to use polar tracking. There are times where you may want both off, but for right now I'm just going to go up. And I'm going to go up 3 inches. I'm going to move to the right 2 inches. I'm going to come down 1 inch. I'm going to move to the right 2 inches. I'm just moving my cursor. I'm not clicking anything. I'm just moving through and typing dimensions. 2. I'm going to come down 1. And then I should be able to close this object. So there is my entire CAD Object 1. So it's just a 6x3 step that we're creating. So I'm going to go into Layout 1. And you can see I can't actually see it in my viewport. So I'm going to double click in this space, and you can notice it just opened up my model. And I'm going to click my Zoom Extents. And that's going to put that whole thing as big as it can in my viewport. And I'm going to change this ratio to 1:1. So now I don't want to modify that at all anymore, so I'm going to change it back to paper space. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to change to my dimension layer, and I'm going to dimension my object. I want to click the furthest extent of my object that I can, because I want to leave that gap between my extension lines. So I'm going to grab here to here, and I'm going to bring that up. And I'm going to do the same thing, here to here, and I'm going to bring that straight up. And I'm going to put these in line with one another. And I need my overall dimension. So I'm going to click the topmost and the topmost. And I'm going to bring that 6 inch all the way up. What this would look like if I didn't grab an edge on the topmost part of that, and let's say I wanted to grab, for this, I'm going to grab this corner and this corner. If you look, it does not create that extension line break. So I want to grab the furthest extent that I can. So I'm going to grab my dimension. Let's do our overall dimension, so my 3 inches. And then I can do each of my 1 inch. Oop, see, I didn't grab the right spot. I just grabbed a random point on my page. Let's retry that. If it doesn't look right, it's probably not right. And I'm just going to bring all those out. If you look too, this is a really small tolerance. So I'm going to change from annotation. I'm going to grab annotation, and I'm going to, I'm not going to change the annotation from here. We're going to actually come up to the Annotate tab, and then click this arrow next to Dimension. I'm going to modify. That's going to give me this pop-up, and I'm going to make sure I'm on primary units. So I'm going to leave it in decimal for right now, and I'm going to change my precision to 3 decimal places. Because if it's 1/8, we're going to want those different decimal places, depending on the tolerance. For this one, you could go all the way down to 2. You just have to remember to make it a reasonable precision for each drawing. I can click OK and close, and that's going to clean up my drawing a little bit. So I want to make sure you do that. Sorry, I moved fine. Okay, so that is everything we need to draw. And we're just going to make sure we're in paper space, and we are going to make sure to modify our title block. So your DDE number should still be set to your DDE number, your last name, first initial. This is going to be CAD block 1 or CAD Object 1. And we want to make sure it's in all caps. Object 1 would be good if I could spell. We set it 1 to 1 for a ratio. You're going to do today's date, and this is going to be drawing number 1. And your block number should be still set to whatever your block number is. So I'm going to first save this. File, save. Now it defaults to the Documents folder, so I'm going to make sure to go to my U drive, DDE, AutoCAD. I'm going to actually click on this and then just change that last part because it's still the same. It's still my block number, my username, and then this is going to be Object 1. Sorry, my caps lock are still on. Object 1. And I'm going to save this. And you can see the naming convention of it saved right there. Then let's print this. Here, I'm going to print. All my settings should be good. We can preview it just to make sure everything looks good. This is, again, an excellent time to screenshot. I can hit the red X, click OK, and it's going to come out of the printer. Don't forget to attach the drawing file to the Google Classroom, and then check your paper against the key in class. And then when you're done with all 5 of the practice introduction drawings, you're going to staple those together as a package, turn them in. Okay? Good luck. Be sure to ask if you have any questions.